Welcome back to another episode of Dao Talks, where we talk all things Daoism and its applications to the modern world. We're here today with Zhou Xuan Yun, Shifu. Welcome back, Shifu.
Hi, Sam.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to ground yourself to stop being easily insulted. So we go through our day. One problem that Shifu has seen, for a lot of folks asking for help is, how do I go through my day without feeling constantly bombarded? So, Shifu, where do we see this problem happening, in your opinion? Where did this come up?
Like before, actually, I was in temple. I never think about that. The people have all the problem. Either I was grew up in the village. I have a few. They have they had some people like that. They still have it, I never think about why the people like that, always like easy to insulting. It like a sense, like I've been here, I have the class in the temple. One day they have a speech talking about the people, how to avoid the insulting, like how to make you stronger, but like that. It's wow, why people like that? A lot of people insulting because there's a lot of people, younger people, like a senior man, girl, a lot. I said, why like that? Then I started to think about why people like that. Then I used the Daoist idea, and the Chinese medical idea. I said, maybe I can how to heal that. Why the people have the problem? Then I started to thinking it,
Yeah. So in acupuncture, we talk about each individual type of emotion correlates with each organ or each element. So we talk about, for example, anger injuring the liver and something like that. So which emotions are you seeing involved when people are easily insulted?
For me, the emotional, can I say Chinese called 忧愁, like a sadness. A lot of people like a sadness. Also the fortune telling, I tell you fun. If we saw the mouse, if always like that, if the mouse like that, always like that, it means there's always like a sadness, always 忧愁. Like kind of like that. If why the 忧愁, why the sadness? Because they always thinking this part go there. Why they go there? Like they're talking with people. Maybe or talking with some person. The person talking something always, he talking about me. She talking about me. They always think about their life, how difficult. This is a big problem. Like too much focus on themselves. It's the problem where also if you thinking like a bit like a sadness, you always thinking to focus on yourself, how to insulting. It's giving the bigger problem. It's like you never get happy.
Yeah. Do you think, Shifu, that it's a lot easier to feel sad and to take everything so personally if you're thinking about yourself more often?
For me, I never think about that because I don't care. I'm like a priest, whatever you do, okay, for me, I think I like it. I can do it, okay? If I know, I just avoid it. But of course, sometimes always avoid it is not good. You have to face to the truth. How to solve the problem. Yes, like that. So a lot of people, they talking about that. They say, it's the gene. It's the gene. We have a student. I said, when you may jump very soon, very fast, or you're always thinking too much. This is gene. I said, yes, it's a gene, but it's also the gene come up to your habit or habit. If you can change your habit, you can change your gene. Yes, I can do that, but it's difficult. It's it's the lot have this kind of stuff. I met some people we talking about the insulting. I say, it's the insulting you solve if you always thinking all the world end or all the problem with another people, or you dependent on other people. This is the problem, So, for example, so most insulting people about, I don't say woman, okay, it's about love. They went to, okay, you give him love, you give me that, you give me that. Sometimes they don't give that. They think, oh, like me, or have a problem, or I have a problem. Still to think. Yeah. We of course is for the Daoist, for the Qigong or for Samson, for we Daoist priest, we call the a little bit the Qi, we call the Fei, the long Qi is a half
the long Qi
problem. So how to keep the Qi strong is another idea. Okay, we later talk about that.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the lung qi, that's where we see some of the postural imbalances that go along with these problems from an acupuncture perspective. We can physically kind of see somebody closing inward on themselves, and we see the lung channel, which surfaces right around this area. And when we see that go in, we usually can expect sometimes that there's an imbalance in the lung, and sometimes that imbalance is just an emotional imbalance, right? Do you see that in some of the people that you're talking about, kind of a physical change as well?
Yes, absolutely like that. So, for other opinions, okay. So because you are, people also influence people. This is another part. Okay. So half of the problem say you can go running, you do exercise, go everything, like go outside. That all can help it. That all can help the certain needs. For another stuff, so people influence each other. If you always with sad needs people, you always got sad needs. You with some sad stuff, you always getting sad. Like you with the happy person, you with open, we call the 阳光男孩 or 阳光女孩, with shining or something like shining people. Together, they can influence you, have the happiness. It's another part. Of course, most of the people, they're a little bit scared, As they always like that, they're not open. Someone open and scared with these people. Now, how do you do? It's another big problem. As the family, can we say that it's the family? Because most of the time, as a family, no care about. Like you think, oh, he have the problem. It's his problem. If they give them more love and push more, go out or do take that go out, do something, they will come.
That's what. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's, I think, a really important point for some of our Western listeners. Because in the West, when we think about one person having a problem, we think all the focus is kind of on that one person. You go to the psychologist. They talk to one-on-one. It's you, and usually you and the psychologist. But what you're saying, I think, is important. You're saying, I think, that when we see one person with a problem, we need to look at the whole family or the whole surrounding environment around that person. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely like that. Sometimes this is we're not talking about the West. Okay, this is either in China, everywhere have the problem. The kids grew up like a family. The mother always everybody too much focus to them. If they grew up little bit no focus to them, they're feeling like lonely and sad. Then just like we say, the parents, oh, she's grew up, she's supposed can do it. Then they think, oh, this is the disease or something. The supposed hospital, doctor's problem. They can fix that. Or medicine. It's another is really, really important as what do you parents do, what do you friend do, what do you sister and brother do. That's kind of big hope. Like really the big hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you think about even where people get some of these ideas, we don't learn our behaviors from nobody. We learn them from our parents, from our friends, like you were saying. And sometimes when we learn a pattern, we tend to seek out those people that reinforce that pattern and keep it going. Whether that's somebody who's, also, if we're sad and they're sad, we get to be like that. Or sometimes I think sad people also seek out situations that make them more sad as well.
Yes, this is the problem. We call it yin, yin qi, yin and yang. It's Daoist yin yang. So you yin, sometimes you always like to find the yin, find the same. If you can jump out, sometimes you can someone call them like give the chance jump out. That will be yang. Yin yang can make it together, make it happy. I give an example here. In China, it's in my village, half a person, half the problem. This is also always sad as a day he's very, very angry. It's the world end. He burned the house, burned everything. It's because the police always he's because mental health problem. Have problem is not is they not take it to jail. So okay, the family have to take care of that. Then later the guy is married. It's the woman is also have the problem, no mental problem. It's a body physical problem, but the married. Then the totally change the guy's life. And what's the change? With the totally change the life. Married he have a responsibility. I have to do something. Then I have kids. I have a responsibility to do. Then the wife do that. I have very good family. It's for me like, it's good. If we, also, of course, it's the first. I thought we talking about love. You ask everybody, the love is a big magic, magic stuff. Of course, this is the big love. Well, how to use it is the part. But it's another also how to give, how to make that have a my power, my strong. This is another deal. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, that reminds me of something that I learned from a coaching mentor when I coached sports. He was very into team psychology, and I'm ashamed that I forget the researcher's name, but you can post it later. He was talking about how if you're trying to make people, better parts of a team, better parts of, and I think this applies to a family too, right? Better parts of a working unit, they need to feel competent, they need to feel capable, they need to be autonomous, like they need to have freedom, and they need to feel like they relate to the people around each other. And so I think, Shifu, your story reminds me of that, because this person, they were in a situation where maybe they didn't, have responsibility. Nobody gave them the opportunity to be smart, or to take care of somebody, or to feel successful, or even maybe to think for themselves. And once they got that, it's almost like you put a plant in better soil, and it started to grow.
Yes, also we if we come back, yes, like that. If we talking back, like sorting. If human was human, we always, the life, everybody have a sorting. Everything is sorting, a lot of people say, it's a sorting. What kind of sorting, For us, if it's sorting a little bit, if we qi strong, if we my power strong, we inserting a little bit, we can make a very strong, more strong, we fit it. But have someone we call the qi, my power low. The man not have strong my power, or the chilo. You give them some little bit strong insulting that can crush their life. They can handle it.
I think all of our listeners can relate to that idea of having, strong chi versus not strong chi, because we're much more likely to take offense, or to be insulted when we're tired and we've had a long day at work and we come home and we're just exhausted, then, when we wake up and we had 9 hours of sleep and we feel great and we had a good meal, and right?
Yeah. Yes, this is another part. For me, yes, you talking about the meal after the someone's life, always have the with have not like that every day, like morning have what kind of meal have every day, the get up on time, sleeping on time, what's it called? Like everything's on time, either meal on time.
Routine.
Yeah, you live on great on schedule, everything is there always. They can have a very good emotion. The emotion, everything will be, study or something like that. So if we live, if the life always crazy, like what's the life crazy? You no care what time sleeping, no care what time eat, no care everything, always like that. It's not have a your life every day, not have the rule, not have the something like that. So it's kind of also can influence you hear emotion, sometimes very high, sometimes very down, either can influence you, can get you chi lower, it's sometimes like we very happy, like then sometimes somebody like hiding me, he's sorting me, have a problem. It's like, this for my idea, if we want to change ourselves first time, how to grade your life, kind of like grade your life, like, every day, like morning, what time get up, what time, everything, make the schedule, everything is,
Yeah, it's like if you know where you want to go, you need a road, you need to make a map to where you want to go. You need directions, and that schedule, having a daily list of activities that you get done, that keeps you where you want to go.
Yes, either we live, either we meal, every day what we do, either we eat, sleeping, everything is important,
Yeah.
we're supposed to grade our,
The like science, that. The science backs you up. People do much better when they have a consistent sleeping schedule. People digest better when they eat at the same times every day. I think that's one of the secrets, actually, we talk about in Chinese medicine. One of the secrets to keeping your spleen and stomach and digestive organ happy and healthy, which is the basis for our life force, is to eat at the same time every day. That's a big secret that Western nutrition is only getting a tiny glimpse of right now, is that if we eat at the same time every day, your body expects it and you actually digest the food better.
Yes, absolutely. It's correct.
Yeah. If someone coming from China, maybe it's a little more obvious, but in our society, we don't do that quite as much. So it's news to us for sure.
It's some, it's a we for us, we just talking here the show, some people interested can listen, listen to our, not like listen to our show, just like watch our show, to the talks. Maybe some people don't believe it. Okay, no problem. So I hope, the show can help someone, can, guide the life, give the life, I can help. I was very happy to see can help someone, like that. Absolutely like that. And so another is we talking about the mind power, I think like the mind power, we can have a lot of stuff to practice the mind power. For my opinion, the swimming. Some swimming is very, very good. Long swimming, to exercise, running, like a kung fu, everything can have your strong mind power.
What is it about those things that kind of improves the mind power, the mental stamina for you? What do you think?
For me, I was in Wudang, kind of like that, the beginning, I was training very, very hard, like my body very, very hard. But I'm a little bit, I don't want to give up too. I'm a little bit like, but Wudang, have a choice. The teacher, they have a stick. You have to do it. You're scared. Okay, I have to do it. Like that. You have like my power is strong. Maybe my power. And another stuff is raining. Raining and we, and like a Wudang, the mountain, I have the highway, I have like a road, the morning, and I have a car. Like every morning, oh, we're raining, like, raining. And the teacher also have a stick in the back. Have to go. Like in the back, rain, if you not good, like, give you a stick. Like, okay, no problem. Like, really changed me. You just raining on the top. Then you go to the top, you feel like, wow, so good, so cool. You got it, Of course, in your head, also I think the hiking is not good stuff. Can make the mind power strong. Have the mind power. It's another stuff. I think if we sometimes, your family somewhere have a someone, your friend, someone have the problem, just take it out, go hiking. We go hiking. How you can do it? Just hiking. I think I can help. It's raining. I can help. Of course, if someone they have they have good martial arts school, they always also help. But no way, I know say some martial arts school no good or good, but some martial arts school they don't care. Oh, you come to here, you pay money, practice okay, no practice, no problem, and they don't really care. I hope they can find the school the teacher really care about, serious. Then they can do it. They can make the mind power strong.
Yeah, so I think what I'm seeing from the commonalities between these things for you is being pushed beyond your limit, maybe being able to do more than you thought you did at the beginning, whether that's by force with somebody running after you with a stick, but you still, you surprise yourself and you never know what you can do until you're forced sometimes.
Yes, that's absolutely. I also remember the first time we just like, I think around 5 mile. First time we just ran in 2 mile. I thought, no, I give up. I can't. Then the teacher just, okay, you can't, no problem. And you just like walk, and then, okay, very nice. Then like change a teacher, another coach, they have a stick. You have to go. You don't have choice. Then you can do it. Yeah. That's my experience,
Yeah, sometimes we need people to push us. I think that's sometimes people get confused because why is this person how is somebody running after me trying to hit me in my best interest? But we need those people in our lives, whether it's family members, coaches, parents, even friends sometimes. Somebody that's going to show us love and affection by chasing us and making us be a better person.
Yeah. Chinese called 斗志. What's 斗志? Just with other people. I want to beat you up. Take the people have like that. Okay, can we do something chess? Okay, like do that. And be the people like, okay, have the my power strong. Sometimes like that. And also because each family and each case the we have my power or something, also have a different situation. We hard to say we do that help for anyone. They have to look at the different situation how to help them.
Okay, so what other so if somebody doesn't vibe out with getting pushed, like something else, what are some other ways to kind of build up that mental stamina, that mind power, from your point of view?
Of course, I think we also the way with the mind power, the mind make the everything strong. So find something like after that by themselves, they have to find something that interesting. If find something interesting, they do it. They want to do good. Then can build the mind strong. If they can't find the interesting stuff, it's no good. Always interesting stuff that can take people go there. They make everything the qi up. Like last time we talked about the qi, the shen and the qi, last class. If you shen, qi strong, like take you qi up. If you qi strong, take you shen up. That's the way you go. Build you go. It's something you interest. Find you interested to do it. Do something. They can build you have a strong
So it depends a little bit on the person's constitution, right? So if they like, physical activity, then kung fu, running, swimming, those are great options. But for me, somebody who likes to be physically active, I really enjoy those things. But if you put me in front of a computer and told me to learn computer programming, my energy it would be difficult, but my energy would be pretty low.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. It's different personality, different habits. All the lot of things, situation, everything different. Have to find yourself. What is you really need, and either. And if the strong one, I think also the parents, friend. And for me, I should really suggestion is no let them by themselves stay home or by themselves stay somewhere. It's the bigger problem. I saw a lot of situation. Always the people have the problem. They stay home or they just by themselves. Always thinking. It's like too much. It's that can really it's a bigger deal. The parents not like a friend or a brother. Really, you have to how to either you can buy an animal, like a Samuel Wuest, all the people have the love.
Yeah.
Also, the love can build. They have have the strong mind power. Someone maybe have the problem, but they like the dog or like the parts. They can want to take care of the parts. Then they have love. They can I want to take care of that. They do very well. Then they also can build the strong mind power. This is another case. For me, yes. I know really like in US, a lot of people thinking about they're weak, they have a problem. Either they must not say, but in a lot of people, the mind, they think, because she have a problem. If you think this problem, you treat them have a problem. If you treat them have a problem, they think about they have a problem. It's like a recircle.
So we're kind of teaching people. Yeah, is what you're saying is sometimes we're teaching people to be helpless or to look at themselves as if they have a problem. Is that correct?
Yes, some like example, some like kids. Sometimes they have little bit of problem. They say, parents, mama, I have problem. Or father, I don't want to do it. Then parents, you really have problem. Okay, don't do it. No problem. Just stay there. I think they really have a problem. If you say, this is nothing, come do it. Then they just play crazy. They forgot it. There's a lot of people like that. If you just treat them as normal people, you used to treat them like normal people, there will be more people. Also, we're talking back, and maybe the future is another something to talk about. Also, my family town, like the village, have another lady. They can't count 1 to 10. They can count at 1 to 10. They have a really big problem, but they're very well. They go work. They do everything. The parents say, "Hey, we go work. You have to go work. We do that. You have to do that." They're not treated. They have a problem, but they go work. They have a husband, have everything now. That's good. Just sometimes people talk, they don't understand. But then, if you just look, it's normal people. This is what do we treat these people look like? It's another resist. We call it another, resist or something like that. If you hear, I don't know how to say. If here you think, she's poor, she needs help. I give you this because you're poor. It's make that really think, I'm poor. I have a problem. Because I have a problem, you're supposed to give me that. You're supposed to give me that. It's the problem. You have to treat them. Yes, you can do it, kids. Okay, no problem. You're good. No problem. Yes, you do it. You can do it. Then yes, you can do it. I can do it. We can see a lot online. A lot of people have hands problem, have something problem, but they have a very strong mind power. You saw it? I saw a lot of like a recording and someone not have herb, someone just like a very, very, have big problem, but they really did it very, very amazing. How to build that? If we treat them, because you have problem, okay, don't do that. It really can be hopeless, you know.
So I think what you're saying is, like we should focus on what we can do as opposed to what we can't do. So like these women that you're talking about who had difficulties counting in your village, like they, it's not that they just expected them to do absolutely everything that somebody else could do, but they said, you can't do this, but you can work, you can have a family, you can do, look at all these other things you can do. So you can go do that and give them opportunities based on what they can do.
Yes. Everybody have this problem, it's either me, if someone say, I have a translator, your English is no good. Okay, I hope you don't do that, your English bad. I'm always saying, yes, I'm sorry, my English is no good. You help me, I translate. Always, have that. And never English can get in bad. I'm always keep that. Always someone, sorry, my English bad, my English is not good, I don't talk. I never getting good. Someone have to push me, hey, you okay, go. Just speak, then push you. Go study.
Yeah.
You can with the cover can. You always have that. You always think you have a problem. You always need that. With the people have the problem, they have the can.
The cane.
Yes. You always have a problem. You just think, hey, you no problem. Just give up. Like do it.
That's one of the biggest issues we have. One of the hardest things I find for patients to overcome, especially when we're treating them with acupuncture, is they have maybe, it's somebody older and they fell and, they use the cane or the walker. And it's this cycle of, okay, I got hurt, so I used the walker and it's uncomfortable for me to go forward without it. So I'm going to keep using it every day I use it, I go down. I use it again, I go down. I use it again, I go down. And this whole thing keeps going. And I think that's one of the hardest things as a practitioner of medicine that we face is convincing people to get out of that cycle. It's really difficult for people to when they think that this is their life. It's pretty tough.
Yeah. That's why, we talk about it here. That's why we have to talk to people. So nobody have a heal issue. Also, the situation make them have some issue. If you really want to help, give them love. That's love, not just give. The love is take care of them. The take care, not just give them. Take care of them. Do something. They can help.
Absolutely.
Also, it's not as people insulting people. If you always thinking people insulting you, you need think about what you need to think about. If you always think, she's in the, you really need to turn to your mind. When you turn to your mind, don't think about that. You have to think about people. What did they give you? Why they're talking about that? Yeah. If you always think, if I was you with Michael or with another student, I say, hey, don't do that. You have to do that. Then you say, if you think I'm a teacher, he's good for me. I just do it. Yeah, say what you think. If you say, she's saying I'm not good. I'm sorry, I don't do it. She say I'm not good. This is the problem. Just the mind, you turn in a different way. If you think I say this means push you go good, or you just think I'm say you bad, it's the problem. So that's why a lot of people say, of course, before we talking about that, it's the world always can have something insulting you. Of course, if you really, really have bad words, something insulting you, ignore it. You can think about, also can help. It's for Chinese, we call another medicine. If someone can insulting you, you use the insulting for medicine, make you strong.
How do you use insult for medicine?
Yeah, insulting medicine, we call it, build you strong. If something say you bad, okay, I'm bad, I can do more good, like build you strong. Some say, oh, you ugly, oh, no problem. I don't care, I know for you. I for my friend, someone like me. Sometimes someone say, okay, I say, oh, yeah, Shifu, your English is crap. I don't want to listen. I say, okay, no problem. You can know in the lesson. And you just go somewhere, I talking to someone like to listen me.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. No, it sounds like what you're saying is that every time that we respond in a certain way, we kind of grow stronger in that response. It's a habit. So if we respond to something that's an insult, like I don't say, I don't like your hair color. I don't know. You're too tall. I don't know. People say something and then we go, like I close down and I go sit at my, get sad. Like that's a practice. That's a habit. And I keep doing that over time. If I start to respond to that and say, I don't care, or use it as motivation, it's also a practice, right?
Yes. It's a lot of way to practice. Yeah. It's the life. Everybody have the emotion. We call the 7 different emotion. Everybody have an emotion. You just think about how to control the emotion. Either wherever you're sad, happy, either anger, afraid or fear or thinking too much or another thing. You have to Chinese. We call the 明理. You have to understand the logic and control it. If you can't control it, it's a problem. And of course, you control the emotion is a little bit difficult. You have to understand why this happened. More logic to think about that. You will be okay.
Is the logic understanding that is that, if somebody insults me thinking about what it is about them that caused them to insult me, like, oh, they're tired, they're upset about something and they just want to be rude for no reason, or is it something different?
For me, it's something as someone insulting you, say something, it's always have a reason. Either you insulting other people, sometimes you anger, someone do something, for everyone, they have to little bit try to, in other words, try to understand why they do that, understand each other, like wife, husband, they always, like insulting is a lot of time, they live together, always insulting each other, not like always. It's like a lot of times.
Hopefully not always, but
not always, yeah. Like you try just to understand, oh, why he said that, then just make a talk, she's insulting me. Oh, why she said that? Like someone insulting me. It's okay. Everybody do that. It's okay. Just think about why they do that and talk. Everything have a reason.
Yeah.
Everything have a reason.
One thing that I'm noticing about all of these responses is that you're always talking about action. Like you're not just understanding it and then still sitting at home by yourself. You're understanding it and then talking. You're responding to kind of this yin motion of kind of going inward with a more yang, go exercise, go make yourself better, go talk to the person. So it's kind of finding balance between yin and yang.
Yes. It's a yin and a yang. It's a life. Everything is balance. Everything is balance. Sometimes we need to think. If thinking too much, of course, it's no good. You go in. Sometimes you stuck here, just go out. Really, during the coronavirus, a lot of people really getting crazy. Before we talk about that, my gosh, the world end. Everybody's so scared. Don't think about that. Just call someone, talking to someone, talking to a friend. Hey, what happened? How are you? Or what do you do? It's just like talking. Use a little bit of drink. Do something. You just everything go out. So will be fun. Yeah. Yes. Either you someone insulting, just like talk out, speak out. of course, you have to think a little bit. Why do that? Then speak out. Like we call it like a Tai Chi. You have to like move. Then you have the good balance energy. If you not do that, you always wherever you keep just yin or keep just yang, all not good. Because we just always keep it like laugh and not care anyone. It's not a problem.
Yeah, that's obviously also another problem, is that we have people that sometimes just go and they don't think about how they're responding to people. They just respond. That's also
we call it 推仰.
Yeah. But that's, I think, a little less common than the more yin type of motion or response, right? Or the equal.
It's not really like for me. It's not really common about the different the emotion. Absolutely, the emotion is a gene and the personality. Everything there have lot. Either the destiny, everything there. But for me, if you think about how to change your life, if you want to change your life, you just think about how to change, grade your life, like that. And the emotion is good, it's good. We always keep one emotion is, like a life. We always keep like color. Always keep one color. It's boring, but it's the important. We have the balance. The emotion. Different emotion. The balance is very, very important. Also make my life. We call for me, Chinese call very colorful. Have a different stuff. But just think about if you someday, for me, if you feeling always sad, it means somewhere stuck. You need to go out to find a friend. You have to jump out there. If you never jump out, you will hold stuck there. Let's really have a problem.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And that from a Chinese medical point of view, we talk about these emotions. And when we first learn, the introduction to school, we first learn that, anger injures the liver. A lot of people think, it's just, it's bad to have these emotions, but we get to joy injuring the heart. And that's when I think a lot of people get confused. And what you're saying is really important, that it's not that any individual emotion is bad. It's normal to be sad around, if somebody dies, or if you have, a big problem that makes you sad. But the problem is when you can't get out of that emotion. It's excessive, sadness that leads to that hurting the lung qi. It's excessive joy even can injure our heart, sort of thing. It's only when the one gets stuck.
Yes. We call if you, of course, if you too much, it's sad too much. Either you happy too much or can hurt your the organs. It's Chinese medicine. We all have that. Maybe next time we can talk about the 三魂七魄. Absolutely, the 7 different feeling is the po, is belong to the fei, and the 3 another month we call them maybe 3 months and 7 months. Maybe next time talking about that.
That would be
great. It's all from there,
Absolutely.
That's good. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I think that's about the time we have for today. Thank you, Shifu, for being on our show today. If you like our show, please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell below, share it with your friends, and thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Shifu. Any last words today?
Oh, thank you. Last words. Everyone, keep happy. Have a healthy life. Healthy life is very important. Okay, health is everything. Okay.